One person. Who's that? Hit the like button, please. Three people. Hit the like button. Unknown Trader, what's going on, bro? Good to see you. You're becoming a regular. S. Frank, what's going on, man? How's your Thanksgiving, guys? I ate so fucking much earlier tonight. Oh my God. Not here. Not for this dinner. Nope. Hopefully for you, though. All I want for Christmas is the Epstein files, guys. Can you see that at the top there? Or is it blocked off at all? Why is a fucking powered by StreamYard thing on? Why is that on here? Yeah, go away. The fuck? Pay $108 a month. I shouldn't have no stupid StreamYard fucking logo on here. Guess I should have put that like thing a little closer to the. You know what? Fuck this. Nope, that's from earlier. There we go. Well, let's just make it easy. Oh, waiting to hear those creeps. It won't be long. Supreme Court going to start turning the heat on MAGA. Why you say that? What's going on? What I miss? What did I miss? See if I can fix this while I wait for some people to join. Whoever's here, please hit the like button immediately so you don't forget. — 12 people. Hey, Franks, here we go again. Oh, what's up, Mike Ramey? Yeah. Pretty good. How about you? Just me and my wife today. We're going to, have a regular Thanksgiving on Sunday. Don't ask why. But yeah, I ate a lot of fucking food, man. I'm stuffed. Sadly, even if Trump is woven deeply into the Epstein files, as we suspect, MAGA will probably not turn on their bloated orange king. No. I told you he could, commit a chomo-like act. We'll say on live TV, and they'd be like, "It's okay, it's no big deal." But if Biden does it, rightfully so, by the way, anybody who does it should be demolished, we'll just say. But if Biden does anything, it proves he's a chomo like that. Trump could actually do a chomo like thing on live TV, and they still deny he's a chomo. Contempt charges are mounting quickly. For what specific thing? For the tariffs? For what? What case? Boogeyman Com, what's up, bro? When are they gonna lock up Bondi? Oh, most likely when Trump's out of office. See, his people forget, man, that he has immunity. They don't. There's gonna be a lot of motherfuckers going to jail for real. Did that work or what? 25 people. Hit the like button, guys. No, it didn't work. The fuck, man. Oh, Christ the fucking mighty. Hit the like and subscribe if you haven't already, and hop into the chat and talk to me. Nice to see you too, Colin. MAGA are feeding themselves to the wolves. That's what they do. That's what they do. You know? Hey, I read that one. When is Adam Schiff going to prison for treason? Never. Never. How did he commit treason? Tell me how you committed treason again. I'm dying to hear this one. I guess I must not have saved it. I don't know. It's not working. Motherfucker. You just delete the last like 3 of these. This is my last attempt. Yeah, I'll keep that one up for now. In my opinion, Trump has partaken in obstruction of justice on multiple occasions in both of his administrations, yet so far hasn't been prosecuted for it. I agree with you. Boogeyman Calm, $2. Thank you, man. Thank you. Taftwood, what's up, bro? FBS, have you had a good thing, or you have a good Thanksgiving? Yeah. How about you, bro? I did. Nice, quiet one with a lot of food. Mimi, I'm just going to call you Mimi. Now it's working so I could send a comment. Oh, nice. The plane, they said to turn around, and Bondi ignored the judge. She got contempt charges coming. Are you talking about Kilmar Abrego Garcia? The only crime Adam Schiff has committed is being an educated vocal critic of Trump. Well, that's the worst crime you could commit against Trump, you know? Yeah, man. Can't criticize that motherfucker. He can't handle it. He's the lead snowflake. He's the head snowflake in charge. All his minions are junior snowflakes. Very soft people. Just another day. It was a decent one, though. I'm still alive. That's good. It's Mark, homie. Sorry, I'm not paid LOL, but I do appreciate you. Oh, ASQ, right? Yeah. It's all good, man. Hopefully Trump will be president again in 2028. Let me ask you something. How do you foresee that happening? How do you think that would take place? What would have to take place for him to be president again in 20? By the way, 46MD, it's about time I tell you Trump supporters, because you all say this. Donald Trump is going to be president in 2028. It's 2029 you got to be concerned about. God almighty. You think his term ends in 2028? I caught a lot of flack for taking up for Garcia. What they did to him was wrong. Oh, really? Yeah, oh, yeah, it was wrong. Yep. I'll give you credit for that, though, man. Snowflake in chief spray tanned Drumpf. Yeah. It's funny seeing this draft dodger talking to the military. Oh, it's disgraceful. I never tuned in to see your reaction on pizza ratting. What did you think of that? He's a rat. You know, he always was. The guy's called the cops on every fucking buddy. You know, not just because something happened to him here or there. No, all the time. That's what he resorts to. He's called detectives on me and everything else. I'm just glad he got hit with a pipe, you know, but it wasn't hard enough. So Vance will run in 28. Vance will probably run in 28. Yeah, he won't win, but he'll run. He'll run. We'll see, but I think so. Seems like every year Thanksgiving ends earlier with the fam. We old and fat and don't party like we used to. I hear you, man. I know. I'm way too old and way too fat. Only way I see him, Prez, is running as VP with someone. Then the Prez steps down. I don't know if the Constitution protects against that. It does, Mike. The 12th Amendment. The 12th Amendment says if you are ineligible from running for president, you are ineligible to run for vice president. So, yeah, constitutional scholars have looked all through this shit. Yeah, there's really no way. And the funny thing is, shockingly enough, Trump said it about a month ago on Air Force One. He said, well, I would like to, but, you know, the Constitution pretty much makes it impossible. So he knows. What about the pipe bombs on January 6th that were never investigated? Pipe bombs were never investigated on January 6th. Who was supposed to investigate them? Just out of curiosity, 46 MD? FBS, that guy is such a loser. Tony Pizza, you spend way too much time on that weirdo. It's just, I spend way too much time on Trump too. People pay me to do it. You know what I mean? Ryan, you're from MobTube, right? You've been around MobTube a long time. I got a couple of options, fight with a bunch of animals or just make fun of that clown all day. From time to time, I still fight with the animals, but it's fun to just make fun of him, He can't. No, he can't. One way everyone will see what Trump has done to our country and our democracy if you haven't already. Or one day, everyone will see what Trump has done to our country and our democracy if you haven't already. Someday they'll have to face it. Yeah, Ryan, that's the way I see it, man. I if you're from MobTube, and I think you are, I used to fight with the worst of the worst. And Tony is a horrible individual, but I mean, this as soon as you say the slightest thing about them, they go after your family and shit. It's who needs the agita, But I will in a heartbeat if somebody fucks with me in a heartbeat. And they go after my family, I'll go right back after theirs. Trump is currently running away from everything right now. He can't take basic questions from the press. Do you think you will run in 2028? Me? Are you're asking me if I think I will run? No. I don't think you meant to say me. Forgive me for not engaging in the current genre, LOL. Oh, no, it's all good, man. Yeah, unknown trader. You ain't kidding. Fucking families break apart because of this shit. Vance doesn't stand a chance as president. He would if Trump passed away, then replaced in 2028. Maybe, but here's the thing about MAGA. I truly believe this. I don't think MAGA can ever be led by anyone else. I could be wrong. I mean, if Donald Trump says follow them, they'll follow whoever it is. But it's JD Vance. A lot of those motherfuckers, those MAGA people, don't even like him. He's got an Indian wife. That drives them crazy. And there's other reasons they don't like him. He's not likable. He's not charismatic like Trump. He's not the same guy. And even one of his dumb fucking kids, I doubt they'll ever make it, except for maybe Ivanka. People will fucking elect her just so they could look at her. I might vote for that bitch, to be honest. Reports are in Gov Docs, I believe. Prob Scrub too. You mean the what? Epstein files? It says nothing about vice president. Vice president has no limit. What are you talking about, Mike? It says nothing about vice president. What do you mean? I mean, you mean a vice president being able to run more than twice? Yeah, I don't know about that. I just know that according to the 12th Amendment, if you can't, or if you're not eligible, I said earlier, what did I say, qualified? You know what I mean. If you're not eligible to run as a president, you're not eligible to run as vice president. I find it amazing as to how the orange clown calls everyone disrespectful names, yet cannot take it when someone does it to him. His people are the same way. I don't even know what people are saying. No, it's not and stuff like that. I don't even know what's going on anymore. I wish you guys would put specific comments in the chat. You're YOUR such a wizard of knowledge in politics. Why not run? What? I'm a 2-time felon and I would never be elected to anything. I mean, I have 32 less felonies than the current president of the United States, but he's special, Trump is just a puppet. The Heritage Foundation is behind the Project 2025 and Project Esther. The Heritage Foundation, yeah, of course. And he's carrying out all their wishes. Do you think he will run? No, he can't. He can't. They float that, they say it's going to happen. Steve Bannon says it's going to happen. He says he has his ways. Who knows? They might be able to figure something out, but I highly doubt it. You got to understand, man. there's so many still, even in this administration, there's still so many checks on it. Like there's the judicial branch. That's it right there. You know what I mean? So that's the same reason why he's not getting everything he wants, because of judges that ain't having it. Oh, third today, yeah, but that ain't second, third, yeah. But I've been doing 5 a day, 5 live streams a day. This is nothing. This is like a day off. Is that right, Taftwood? I don't blame you, bro. The only good news about Trump is being informed about Trump, and I am against the SOB. Me too. Trump could run for VP over and over. There's no constitutional cutout for VP, only president. No. Trump can't. The 12th Amendment says if you can't run for president, you can't run for vice president. So Trump could never run for VP because he can't run for president. So yeah. His life has a limit, though. Calvin, well said. Dems do not have a good candidate to run in 28. I'm still waiting for someone decent to show themselves. Everyone major mentions is a joke when it comes to a national election. Well, I mean, you got to remember something. The last person to beat Donald Trump after one of his terms was Joe fucking Biden, of all people. Okay. So if you don't think after all this shit, this chaos, the tariffs, all the prices being up, Trump's corruption, the Republicans' corruption, if you don't think Gavin Newsom can beat him in 2028, or just win, beat whoever he's running against, then I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, no, he couldn't be VP. Nope. Because you got to think about it, Mike. The reason that's the rule is because if you're the VP and the president dies, you become president and you can't be president again. So in the past week, Trump has normalized calling reporters fat, ugly, stupid pigs. MAGA sees nothing wrong with it. Sad stuff, people. Well, the funniest thing is seeing him call Pritzker a fat slob when Trump is literally morbidly obese. I like this chat. I am more informed about DJT than ever. Thank you for this channel. Thank you for your support. Fake felonies, 0 jail time. Yeah, not fake felonies. You can't get convicted of fake felonies. And 0 jail time only because he won the election. He would have been sentenced just like, well, not like anybody else, but he would have been sentenced if he didn't win the election. That's a fact. His sentencing took place. They just made it an unconditional discharge. Yeah, I wonder why that is, Phil. Phil. I wonder why that is. You act like it's a regular Supreme Court. Yeah. They'll do whatever he tells them to do. Although, I don't know if it's 92%. I don't know about that. I love how these guys act like this is a normal administration or a normal Supreme Court. You know what I mean? So crazy. That's what's up, Ronan. I'm glad I could teach you some things. Yeah, he's a horrible guy. Vance will win versus who? AOC? Vance will win versus who? I said Vance won't win. But AOC, it's funny. You guys don't think much of AOC, but Phil, the funniest part is I believe she's the first or the youngest woman ever to become a congresswoman, something like that. And you guys call her stupid because Trump calls her stupid, but you have to know, Phil, that she's 1,000 times smarter than you, for example, right? I mean, she's a congresswoman and you're what? A janitor or something? So when you guys laugh at AOC, hey, it is what it is, but don't be surprised at what she could do. Look at her and Bernie's rallies. Now, personally, I think they'd be assholes to run any woman, because one thing this country has proven is that the most racist country in the world, and they'll fucking elect a black man before they'll elect a woman. So they ain't never elected a woman. Never. Remember, Donald Trump only won against women. Only against women. Gavin, okay, Gavin's a snake, and anyone with brains knows he's cooked. You're a Trump supporter, right? You realize for you to criticize anybody as a Trump supporter is like hilarious, don't you? Trump is the most flawed human being on planet fucking Earth. I know one thing: Gavin has never been accused of sexually assaulting a 13-year-old, or found civilly liable for sexual assault, or impeached twice, or convicted of 34 felonies, or stuff like that. It's so funny how you guys, and only you guys, take Trump seriously. It's hilarious. I love this channel. I choose you over Parker and Dean. Thanks for lovely channels. You speak the truth. Wow. That's a hell of a compliment. Thank you, Josie. You might be the only one, but thank you. Janitors are dope. Oh, shit. SCOTUS is definitely compromised. Of course they are. Who's a bimbo? AOC? When you say bimbo, do you mean an attractive woman that you could never get in a million fucking years? Yeah, she's that. But a bimbo as in slut? Tell me how. What's the long list of guys she's been with? I'll wait. But she doesn't say that much stupid shit, Craig. I mean, especially in comparison to Trump. Trump reads and writes on a third grade level. You know that, right? Like linguists have studied him. He's a fucking moron. AOC is a light years smarter than Donald Trump. Light years smarter than Donald Trump ever was, even in his prime. So you guys can laugh at her all you want, but you guys are nothings, and she's AOC, you know? And you would give your left arm to be able to even touch a woman that looks like AOC. For real. Typical city liberal. I'm a city guy, but no liberal. I am not a liberal. Ilhan Omar's a smarter terrorist than you. See? It's all racism with you guys. She's a terrorist. Why? Because of her race, right? Okay. Yeah. You guys are your whole platform is built on hate. Your support for that man is all about hatred. You're a broke podcaster in your basement. No. I'm a well-off podcaster in my home with my beautiful wife. Bud Russell, believe me. There's people in this chat with wrenches. They could tell you all about my life. Believe me. You'd be very upset. You'd hate me way more if you knew what my life was like. If you think this is the most racist country in the world, you need to travel more. Respectfully, that was an ignorant comment. No, it's just that you guys don't believe in racism. You don't believe in it. You'll try to tell everybody there is no racism. I'd vote for a woman, just not a corrupt Hillary or dumb Kamala. Dumb Kamala. Kamala. Do I have to go through the list again? Phil, what have you done in your life, just out of curiosity? Because let me tell you, Kamala graduated from Howard University and became a prosecutor, then a district attorney, then an attorney general of California, okay? One of the largest states in the country by land, largest by population, then a U.S. senator, then the vice president. And what exactly do you do again, Phil? Yeah, no shit. AOC is a big booty antique. She's a fine motherfucker. That's what she is. When you become a 2-time elected president, a billionaire, let me know. Oh, Bud Russell, believe me, even if all I ever became was a broke ass podcaster, at least I did it on my own. Donald Trump did not start from the ground up. He didn't. He had $500 million handed to him by his fucking daddy, and then he went on to ruin 90% of the businesses he started, including his charitable foundation. He can't even have a charity in fucking New York anymore because he cheated kids with cancer out of charity money. So those people like AOC and those people, they got where they are, based on merit. Donald Trump was able to become president because you guys are stupid and racist, and he knew that about you. So the first thing he said was Mexicans are rapists, and you guys were just beating off to his picture all day long after that. Donald Trump could never be elected in a country that's the majority is smart people. That's why when you look at the electoral map of 2024 by education, you'll see that the red states that voted for Trump are the least educated states in the country, and the blue states that voted for Kamala are the most educated states in the country, because smart people vote for Democrats. So what's the Democrats' answer to problems? Socialism? You'd have to tell me, you'd have to ask me a specific problem, because you're sure you guys have a problem with socialism? Aren't you waiting on a $5,000 check and a $2,000 check still? Did you take those last stimulus checks from Biden or the one before that from Trump? Do you call the police if you're in trouble, or the fire department if your house is on fire? That's all socialism, just so you know. And the farmers are going to be getting about $15 billion worth of socialism since Trump fucked them royally. So I guess you're against that too, right? Why is Trump so ingrained in your brain? I never said anything about Trump. I don't even know who you are or if I've read one of your comments, but I'm doing a show about Trump. So who would I think you're talking about? And what do you mean, why is he ingrained in my brain? He's the president of the United States and the leader of the free world. And again, this is a show about him. So what the fuck? I thought you had some common sense. I realize you're a fucking idiot if you think Cortez is smarter than Trump. That's why Trump's a billionaire dumbass and she ain't. No. Donald Trump's a billionaire because his daddy gave him money. He's a spoiled rich kid. That's all he is. AOC was the youngest female congressman, or the youngest congresswoman in history, I believe. I'm pretty sure I'm right about that, because she has some fucking brains in her head. You know what I mean? And Donald Trump, if Donald Trump had to run on policies and not culture wars, not even you dopes would have voted for him. Okay? The only reason you vote for him, every time I ask you what's your favorite policy, it's either the border or it's usually deporting Mexicans. What's the one other thing? Oh, trans people, getting trans women out of, or trans people out of women's sports, whatever it is. Yeah. So it's all hatred. You don't even know any of his policies. You don't know anything about Trump. So whatever point you have is moot when the Democrats' answers to problem is socialism. Well, I didn't say their answer is socialism. I don't know why you're saying I did, but name a specific problem and maybe I have an answer for you. Mint Primo, do you know how ridiculous you sound when you call somebody an idiot and spell it wrong? You're Y-O-U-R, an idiot. It's Y-O-U apostrophe R-E. Now, who's an idiot again? That's right. My God almighty. You don't think the police and fire department are socialism? You don't think so? You don't think? Do you know what socialism is? Education doesn't equal intelligence. Absolutely. But when you're talking about entire states filled with people, and those people in those states are highly educated, and there's the best test scores with SATs and all types of standardized testing and shit, it kind of indicates they're the smartest. And there's also these same factors applied to the red states, and it turns out those people are the dumbest. So it's not just all about people getting college educations, it's about people just being smarter in general. Republicans are hateful. They're anti-American and black, anti-Mexican, anti-LGBTQ. They dehumanize people. I think all humans have the right to basic rights. No, Trump won because it goes back and forth. Yeah, I guess. It does go back and forth, but still. Guys, please hit the like button and subscribe. Especially if you agree with me. If you agree with me, you must. How could you not? Hit the like button and subscribe. It's free. It's no big deal. You're like the little bitch of the internet. Congrats, fuck boy. Okay, John. And here you are watching me. I'm just a little bitch of the internet. Here's John spending all his time watching me. You guys are so fucking stupid. I mean, if you ever really tried to play the dozens, you'd wind up in therapy. I would demolish you. What policy has AOC done? AOC is a congresswoman. Since Trump and hate are the core of their personalities. Oh, yeah. Trump won because it was time for the dumb people to get their vote. The Republican. I don't know what you mean. No, she doesn't. AOC was picked by a Democrat socialist group to be placed in her position. She earned nothing. Oh, that's incredible, because I could have sworn when you run for Congress, it's an election and not an appointed position. So that's news to all of us. Texas Dad, thank you. Texas Dad just taught us something, guys. Who knew? We thought the Congress people had to run for their seat. I thought there was an election involved, but it turns out she was just appointed to her position. Trump can bring world peace. What can AOC do? Trump can't bring world peace and hasn't brought world peace. So that's just you saying it. I could say AOC can fly. Can Trump fly? It wouldn't be true. It's just like you saying he brought world peace. Yeah, Google. That's how they talk. All of your smart states that voted for Kamala also voted 2 million unanimous votes for Biden in one night between 2:15 and 2:45 a.m. What conspiracy theory is that one exactly? Just another bullshit one you heard on right-wing media or something? Yeah, let me tell you guys about what happened on election night. Because a lot of you say, and I love when I hear this, you guys are doing me the biggest favor in the world when you say, how come when I went to bed, Trump was winning, and when I woke up, he was losing? It's called counting. That's why it's called counting. And especially since for months they told everybody the day of votes, like the people that went to the polls that day, election day, those votes, of course, they're digital. They're going to be counted first. Okay. Then the mail-in ballots and shit like that. So everybody was prepared, including Trump, and knew that in the beginning it would look like he's winning, and then as they count votes, that could change, and that's what happened. Oh, what's up, bro? Happy Thanksgiving. I hope you had a great day with your family, bro. You always use that one. That's your way to try to gain superior over people. Yeah, again, because you're not specific, I have no idea what you're talking about. Socialism is simple. The government and capitalism, the private sector, most nations on earth are a combination of both. Yes. Democrats are the party of hate and ignorance. That's funny. That's funny. So you don't actually hate them. You guys support trans people, the Republicans? Because I could have sworn it was the Democrats that support trans people and the LGBTQ community as a whole. And that implement policies that help minorities and stuff like that. Turns out the whole time I was wrong. Wow. So the Democrats are the party of hate, not the party that actually hates everybody LGBTQ, everybody black, everybody Muslim, everybody Mexican. Got it. Thanks for telling me. So it was actually a Democrat that came down a golden escalator and said Mexicans are rapists. Boy, I was confused all this time. Might as well shut the show down, guys. Please hit the like button and subscribe. It's very important. Democrats are the dumbest people on the planet. Well, you're in luck, Nick Piper. You can call this number and debate one right now. 410-941-9850. You can debate one right now. No, I cut myself like a motherfucker last night. That's what that is on my scalp. I was a bartender and I've had decades of experience in combat training, and I went to college, so being a bartender isn't the slam you think it is. Oh, you're talking to somebody who was knocking a AOC or something? Yeah. So just let illegal aliens do whatever with the border, housing, education, crowding classrooms. You must be talking to somebody else, because I haven't even mentioned the border. No, of course they don't. Republicans. I like Republicans. Retardlicans is good too. Oh, but here you are watching, Brian Ramsey, right? You're watching paint dry right now. Yep. You guys, you hate me. I'm so boring. I suck so bad, but you can't take your eyes off me. Interesting. Who will run for Democrat? Who will the Democrats run next for president? I'm assuming Gavin Newsom will wind up being the nominee. I don't know who all will run, but Gavin Newsom will probably be the nominee. Let me get down here. Why is there a clown by your name? I can't tell who that is. I don't know. If you believe that 2020 election was not stolen, it proves to the 140 people watching you have cognitive dissonance, ignorance beyond belief, and just downright stupid. Well, let's see. So don't call me from a private number. I won't answer private numbers. I don't. They're blocked. I can't even get them. I only see it because it popped up as a voicemail. So anyway, 63 federal judges, many of which were appointed by Donald Trump himself, said that there was no election rigging. Donald Trump's attorney general, Bill Barr, said there was no election rigging. Donald Trump's own daughter, Ivanka, agreed with Bill Barr and said the election wasn't rigged. Jack Smith's files have proven that Donald Trump was fully aware of the fact that he lost. He was just going to tell you guys he didn't lose because he doesn't know how to take a loss. He won't admit to losing. Okay. So if you think I'm the dumb one and I have cognitive dissonance, you guys literally are still talking about something from 5 years ago that has been litigated to fucking death. And every conspiracy theory about the 2020 election has been debunked. Although Donald Trump did set up fake slates of electors. Donald Trump did sue to try to get the election overturned. Donald Trump did threaten his vice president into he tried to get him not to certify the election results. Donald Trump called Brad Raffensperger in Georgia and asked him to find him 11,000 votes. And Donald Trump hired a company to audit the whole election. And when they found no wrongdoing, he fired the company. So the only one who actually tried to steal the election was Donald Trump. And if you think you have some proof that Donald Trump doesn't have, wow, you think highly of yourself. You know what I mean? Because Trump would still be fighting. Even though he's president again, he'd still be fighting to prove he won the 2020 election. 215 people in the chat, guys. Please hit the like button and subscribe. It's very, very important. Unauthorized Donald Trump says your show's untied. All right. Do you mean shoes by any chance? Right. He's the one that doesn't know how to take a loss. Who, Trump? Yeah. He's the one that doesn't know how to take a loss. The guy is still complaining and trying to convince you he won the election that he lost. I mean, you guys can't be for real. Who didn't call Trump right away when they lost and concede right away or the next day? What do you mean? Donald Trump refused to concede his loss, still to this day, 5 years later. You know what's funny, man, is that Boogeyman Cop, is that what was I gonna say? Oh, he knows. It's just you that don't know that he lost. He knows. He guys, listen, I think you're stupid, but Donald Trump thinks you're way stupider than even I do. He knows who his base is. He knows. Take a big old sip of Get Over It, Baldy. Wow. That's so fucking cheesy. I have secondhand embarrassment for you. Biden would rather let Trump release the files for obvious reasons. What reasons would those be? What reasons would those be again? Because Trump has been covering up the Epstein files for months now. Trump and Trump supporters committed election felonies in 2016, 2020, and 2024. Yeah, probably. Republicans don't hate anyone. They just don't agree with the lifestyle. Oh, that's right. When you disagree with the left, you're a racist and a bigot, or you end up like Charlie Kirk, ignorance at its best. Or Or it could be this. How many of you guys per live stream come in here and bitch about trans people and say the most horrible things about them? Better one. How many of you people come in here like the guy just a few minutes ago and say that Ilman Ohar, I can never get her name right, Ilhan Omar is a terrorist? Based on what exactly? What makes her a terrorist? The color of her skin, right? How many of you guys say that Mom Donnie is a terrorist? And why is that again? Oh, because he's Muslim. Okay. No, you guys hate everybody. That's why you vote for this guy. It's the only thing he has to offer is mutual hatred. His policies are fucking horrible for you people, especially more so than anyone else. So that's the funny thing. You know, another reason nobody respects you is because, let me tell you something. If I was racist, I would straight up tell you, yeah, I'm a racist. Do something about it. You know what I mean? You guys, cowards. You're racist. You're homophobes. You're xenophobes, transphobes, everything. But you insist on denying it, even though you know that it's all very, very true. You know, the left doesn't just call people bigots and all that shit for no reason, and racists and stuff. No. You've proven it time and time again. Your number one issue is deporting Mexicans, not illegal immigrants, illegal Mexicans, because I don't ever hear you say shit about the northern border, only the southern border.
What's up, brother? It's Damien.
To accept, press 1. To send a
Yo.
What's up, man?
What's up, bro? You know I'm live, right? Yeah, you're live.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. So listen, man. You know, we get along now, but like, there's some things that like I don't agree with what you talk about and stuff like that. And when it comes to politics, so I just wanted to kind of have an educated conversation. I don't want to argue, you know, none of that stuff, but the whole Charlie Kirk thing. Let's talk a little bit about the Charlie Kirk thing, right?
All right.
So Charlie Kirk, right?
Yeah.
Was a guy who in my opinion had educated debates with people. You know what I mean? And just basically believed in pushing an agenda of God and doing the right thing and being a good husband and being a good father. And basically, he got killed by a trans person. So when we talk about the whole, he didn't get killed by a trans person, but he got killed by a guy that was dating a trans person, right? So the whole thing was influenced. That murder was definitely influenced by the trans community. So when you talk about the trans community, you know, how do you win an argument with people that put on wigs and say that they're women?
I don't agree with that.
How do you win an argument?
I don't agree. I just don't hate them, Damien. And by the way, the guy who killed her, it had nothing to do with the trans community. It was just a guy that dated a trans chick, and he was raised by a MAGA family. The whole family was Trump supporters.
Yeah, but why am I, as an American, why am I supposed to support a person just because they put on a wig and tell me that they're a woman when I know they're a biological man? They're basically lying to the whole world, and we're supposed to educate kids and believe that this is okay?
No, I don't agree with any of that. If you've listened to me, and I know you have,
so the whole Democratic Party is pushing this agenda on the young people in this country.
How are they pushing it on young people?
What do you mean, man? Like, dude, I live in a liberal state. I live in Massachusetts, a liberal state. And in liberal states, they feel bad for these people. And, dude, most of these people are pedophiles, man. Like, a lot of them are pedophiles.
That's not backed up by any type of facts or statistics. I love you, Damien, but come on, bro. That's just your opinion.
No, it's not. No, it's not my opinion, man. It's not my opinion, man. Like,
so what percentage of trans people are pedos?
They're what?
What percentage of trans people are pedos?
Dude, do you know that trans people are severely mentally ill people, right? That's what they are.
Listen.
Back in the day, there was no such thing as trans people.
No. They always existed, Damien. They're just it's more acceptable now. You know what I mean? They always existed.
Yeah, but back in the day they were like what do you call that? They were tomboys. and you know, eventually a lot of them grew up. Nowadays, when they're a tomboy, they just cut off their genitals and say that they're whatever they want to be. Look, it doesn't mean that I hate them, bro. I just don't agree with. I don't hate them, man. I think that hate is a strong word, bro. Like I don't hate anybody.
Yeah,
but I'm not gonna have what?
You don't, but don't you agree? Most of MAGA does. I mean, like, bro.
Bro, they hate the agenda, bro. They're pushing the truth, man. They want people to believe in the truth. So you believe that trans people should be able to play in women's sports?
No, but Damien, I'm smart enough to know that it's a non-issue. You know what I mean? Like, do you know how many trans NCAA athletes there are? There's a total of 560,000 NCAA athletes, and 7 of them are trans. It's just something Republicans distract you with to get you all pissed off. It's not even a real issue to worry about.
Okay, all right, that's fine. I want to move on to a different subject that I want to talk about, and I want you to try to wrap your head around this and kind of understand it.
Okay.
Because I'm not Democrat or Republican, but I'm a real person to where I understand both parties. Okay, so the Democratic Party, what do you think the Democratic Party wants to do?
As far as
in this country, what do you think that they want to do?
As far
with,
as what?
With America? I'm saying with America, what do you think that they want to do? Why do you think there's food stamps? Why do you think that whole thing became a huge deal with the food stamps? What do you think about food stamps?
I think that there are many, well, first of all, 76% of everybody on food stamps works at least a part-time job. 39% of SNAP recipients are children, and a huge portion of them.
That's just not true.
That's no. Damien, instead of saying it's not true, why don't you check it out?
Okay. Anyway, so you know that's government control, right? The Democratic Party wants you to rely on the government for help. They don't want you to break free from the system and become wealthy or rich.
Why was Kamala Harris going to give everybody $50,000 to start a small business and $25,000 to buy a new home?
Because they want the Democratic Party wants you to rely on the government for help.
No, but if they
control.
No, you said they don't want you to get rich or anything. That would actually give you a foot up. That would help you in becoming rich someday. Being able to open a small business.
My own business, bro. I did it by myself, dude. I didn't need help from the government.
Yeah,
bro. What it all comes down to is that you have to work hard in this country in order to get what you want. You have to work your ass off, dude. 50, 60, 70 hours a week.
All right,
if you want to get anywhere. It doesn't have any. Dude, the Democrats, bro, they want to hand everything out for free. Why do you think? Why do you think they want to hand everything out for free? Why?
Democrats
control you.
Let me tell you something. There's a saying, all right? The saying goes, liberals will feed 1,000 people just so one doesn't go hungry. Republicans will starve 1,000 people just so one who doesn't deserve food gets to eat. Okay? It's just, it's human empathy. It's human empathy.
I'm just going to say one more thing and I'm going to be done.
Bro. Well, hold on, but you got to give me a chance.
Yeah, but Kamala Harris, dude, if she had became the president, she would have been the greatest president in the world to all the fucking poor people, bro, and she would have kept them down there poor.
Do you know?
That's the thing. It's government control, dude.
Do you know that
they don't want you to fucking they don't want you to become rich and successful, man.
Do you know?
They don't want that.
Damien, do you know that the entire Republican Party, its entire platform is built off cheap labor? They want cheap labor. In other words, they don't want Social Security because they want old people to have to work for bullshit wages. They don't want welfare, food stamps, and WIC because they want people to have to work for bullshit wages. Do you know that the red states, the ones that always vote Republican, are the poorest states in the country, and they receive a disproportionate amount of welfare funding? The red states.
Yeah, but dude, that's just not true though, bro, because I was there. I was working.
Damien, you got to research it. Anecdotal evidence don't count. Owsley County in Kentucky is 99.22% white and 95% Republican.
I don't believe anything the media spits as far
it's not
as
the media,
numbers
Damien.
go.
I don't watch the media. I just read, bro.
So where do you get your the facts from then?
Everywhere. You just read. You can read shit. It depends on what it is.
Google isn't, dude. But dude, don't you understand that any type of engine that you're searching is all for whatever side it sits on? Google,
do you know there are
all
statistics that you can read that will tell you what states and what counties receive the most SNAP funding? Do you know that Alabama is 16% of the population's on SNAP? Owsley County in Kentucky, 99.2% white, 95% Republican, biggest recipient of food stamps. The county that gets the most of any county in the country. It's not, bro, you're thinking of black people in the hood who take advantage. There's a lot of people that you wouldn't expect.
I'm not thinking of black people in the hood, bro. I'm thinking about people in general, bro. It's government control. The Democrats don't want you to get ahead, bro. They want. Why would you vote for a party that wants to keep their fucking people enslaved and enslaved in an American system? They
don't. It's a retarded thought.
Yes, they do, dude. Yes, they do. Dude, it's government control. Food stamps. It's government control. They want you to rely on them, dude. They don't want you to work for anything.
Okay, so let me ask you something.
At the bottom, bro.
Let me ask you something then.
You see that?
Why are Republicans are in charge of everything right now? The presidency, the House, the Senate, the Supreme Court. Why aren't they getting rid of food stamps?
What do you mean? They're the ones that were trying to push this bill to get people to actually need help, to get the help, the people that want to work and do stuff.
No, they weren't.
Not just hand out free food and free shit and free this and free that like Obama did.
It's not true. Let me tell you something. Jeff Bezos, one of the richest men in the world, and Walmart, they are the two biggest employers of SNAP recipients. Think about that. Okay. In other words, they employ more people that get food stamps than any other companies in the country. And they're some of the wealthiest companies. Do you know that Republicans want food stamps just so they can pay their employees less?
Okay. Look, man, at the end of the day, I want to ask you one more question.
All right.
And then, dude, I appreciate you letting me talk. To be honest with you, I'm happy that you went this direction with your channel because it's a lot more productive than fucking the other bullshit. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah, definitely.
You know, the Mob 2 bullshit.
Thank you. Yeah.
Whatever. But so the Charlie Kirk thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there was one other thing that I wanted to ask you.
Okay.
Me and you have had conversations before in the past about God.
Uh-huh.
You say you don't believe in God. You don't believe in a higher power. You say you're an atheist.
I am.
So my whole thing is this: if you're an atheist and you don't believe in a God, why do you believe in good and evil?
Because you don't need to believe
How
in
do you
the
believe
Bible.
in good and evil if you don't believe in God?
Because I have natural instincts, like every other human being, that tell me certain things are wrong. Like I don't need a Bible to tell me that raping.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, it doesn't matter what you do in this life in order to get money or whatever if there's no good or evil, right?
No, there is good. There is good and evil.
If you're not going to be judged at the end of your life, why do you follow rules?
Damien, not believing in God,
controlled by the government, right?
Not believing in God or the devil is totally different than not believing in good or evil.
It's not, though.
Yeah, it is.
How is it?
Because evil is evil. You don't need a children's book.
My fear of God makes me not commit crime. I fear God. I fear.
Damien, you were a criminal. What do you mean?
What's that?
You were a criminal. What do you mean?
Oh, no, I was a criminal. Yeah, 100% I was a criminal. Right. But I'm saying now, the life I live today, being a God-fearing man, doing the right thing, all that stuff, like working hard, you know, for myself and trying to build a life past all the bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because I'm past all that shit. Like, I have to be a father for my son, number one.
Yep. And
I have to do the right thing today.
Yeah.
But for me, the reason why I do the right thing is because I'm a God-fearing man. I believe that if you're a God-fearing man, you ultimately will be judged. But you say you don't believe in God, so what difference does it make?
Well, let me just ask you. So I am a guy, as you know, Damien. I'm a good wife, a good husband to my wife. I'm a good father and stepfather and all that shit. I don't bother anybody. I don't break the law anymore, and I'm 6.5 years clean and sober. I live a perfectly noble life. I live my life for my family. I took care of my mother for years. You know that. How come I didn't need God? Yeah, how come I didn't need God to be that way?
What do you mean?
I mean, I just know right from wrong.
I don't have an answer to that question. I'm I'm not, I'm a God-fearing man in my own life. I believe in God. It's not my job to make you believe that there's a higher power, there's a God. I just don't understand. Like, dude, you basically cheered when Charlie Kirk got killed by some whack job, dude. Like a guy that was a fucking scumbag, dude. Like, all he did was do that to try to get famous. Meanwhile, Charlie Kirk was preaching for good people to be a good father, to be a good husband, to be like a good person.
Charlie Kirk said that if his 10-year-old daughter got raped, he would force her to have the baby.
Well, dude, but if he believes that in the Bible, that's his belief. That doesn't make him a bad person, dude.
So forcing your 10-year-old to have a baby by a guy who raped her brutally, and now every single day of her lives,
I never heard him say that.
He did.
I never heard him say that, and I'm not saying that I agree with everything he says. But for the most part, everything that I've heard him speak about, he speaks good stuff. He tried to give people a platform to have positive debates with the other side, and he got shot and killed because his voice got too loud, and he pissed off, obviously, the trans community, and that's why he got killed.
It had nothing to do with the trans community. Bro, he said the Civil Rights Act was a mistake and that Martin Luther King Jr. was a despicable person.
Bro, I never heard him say that.
I swear,
I don't know.
Damien, you know me,
that.
bro.
I don't condone that either.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why people are happy. They don't care that he died. You know that when Nancy Pelosi's husband got beaten half to death with a hammer, he went on television and said we should bail the guy out. He did a good deed.
Bro, I don't know anything about that. But what I do know is that you're never going to ever win an argument with people that put on wigs and say that they're fucking.
Well, I don't believe if you've heard me talk about this before, I will never ever in my life. I take a hardcore stance to this. If I see you and I know you're a man, I don't give a fuck what you're wearing or what surgery you had. I refuse to call you a woman. I refuse. I will not let it change my reality whatsoever.
But the whole Democratic Party supports this movement, bro.
But they don't. You know
let them mark.
Do you know that Kamala Harris never mentioned trans rights during her campaign? Not even one time. They learned their lesson. It's 0.01% of the population or something. It doesn't even matter. There's no reason to bow down to them. I just don't hate them, bro. They don't bother me. I don't care.
I know, but the truth of the matter is that all politicians are corrupt, bro. They're all corrupt. They're all fucked up. All of them. Every single one of them. Dude. They're all fucking evil, bro. Donald Trump has done a lot of good things for this country, bro. If he didn't, he wouldn't have got elected twice, man.
What did he do?
That's the bottom line. He wouldn't have got elected twice.
What did he do that was good for this country?
What do you mean? Everything is better now that he's in office, in my opinion. I think the world is a better place.
In your opinion, Damien, but in facts, the unemployment rate is up, inflation is up, grocery prices are up.
I have better opportunities because he's in office.
But you realize that has to be in your head because he's passed no policies that would, or legislation that would make it easier for you to find opportunities. Like, what could you tell me he's done that have?
I think everything is much cheaper than it was last year before he got into office.
But numbers say otherwise. It's not, bro. I swear, it's not.
Beef. But bro, the number. Yeah, but you have to understand where are you getting these numbers from, though?
Bro, you can look all this shit up. You could look up statistics anywhere you want. They can't lie to you. They're not going to lie to you. Okay. Donald Trump. Let me give you an example.
Politicians, they don't lie.
No.
News outlets don't lie.
Donald Trump went on TV about 2 weeks ago, right? And he said, I'm about to lower the tariffs on beef because beef is too expensive right now because of the tariffs. So if tariffs don't raise prices, why is he lowering the tariffs on beef? Coffee is more expensive, bananas, groceries in general. Inflation was 2% in April. It's 3% now. Unemployment is high. Jobs numbers are terrible. So he hasn't done anything good, bro. I swear.
Right. Well, man, that's your opinion, bro. I appreciate and respect what you're doing, though. I really do. Because I think it's a place where we can have a civilized conversation. We can agree to disagree, man.
Definitely.
So, have a good night, my man.
You too. Thanks for calling, Damien.
Bye.
All right, brother. Peace. That's an MMA fighter right there, by the way. He's a good dude. Damien's a good dude. We just disagree on this stuff. But I gotta say, when people throw opinions at me and then they say that what I say, bro, if you call one more motherfucking time, I'm going to hang up on you. This guy has called 6 or 7 times while I was on the phone with somebody. What is wrong with your brain that you think I'm going to hang up on Damien, a guy I obviously know personally, and answer the fucking phone for you? Holy shit, you're from Oklahoma. No wonder why you're fucking stupid. Christ all fucking mighty. Holy shit. Anyway, that's a good dude. He's a good dude. But you know, when people are giving me opinions and I'm giving them facts, it's aggravating when somebody says, "Well, that's your opinion." It's not my opinion. When there's facts proving that the price of groceries is up, the price of beef is up, coffee, bananas, all this stuff. That's facts. It's backed up by evidence and proof. It's not my opinion. I don't give my opinions on stuff like that. The groceries are more expensive. Unemployment is up. Inflation is up. Okay. Gas is down on average nationwide about 2 cents less than it was this time last year. 2 cents. The tariffs have increased the cost of everything. That's why Trump is starting to lower them now, because he knows he's fucking himself all up here. Soybean farmers have gone out of business. Many of them, not all of them, of course, went bankrupt because Donald Trump put tariffs on China. And in turn, China decided we're not going to buy soybeans off your farmers anymore. And now farmers are going out of business, and Trump has to give farmers $15 billion to bail them out, which, by the way, is what you call socialism. It's also what you call farmers having to rely on the government for money, because every group has to do it at one point or another. Okay. So that's what's happening. And these are facts. Joe Biden, on average, was creating 180,000 jobs a month. Donald Trump has been in office 10 months, and he's created 500,000 jobs. His fucking jobs numbers are so bad. 4 months straight, they were the lowest numbers since the Great Recession, that he won't even report them anymore. He got rid of the chief of Bureau of Labor and Statistics. Now he's got somebody in there and won't even let the numbers be fucking reported. That's how bad it is. The guy is not doing anything good for America. He's not. He's not doing anything good for America. I know some people want to see it that way, but if you don't, in all due respect to everyone, if you don't research this stuff and check out numbers, and listen, here's a problem. If you believe that every source that doesn't give you the answer you want is fake, well, then you are literally brainwashed, and you're choosing to remain brainwashed, because everybody has to research this shit for themselves. You could get prices of food from the Department of Agriculture, all types of stuff. You don't have to look at Google or the New York Times. It's just like legal stuff. I go right to departmentofjustice.gov, and you guys say you're looking at Google. No, I'm not. You could check all this out, and you can get real numbers. Everything I just told you is true, guys. Everything I've been telling you guys since this show started. Everything is more expensive now. Everything's fucked up. Everything is fucked up. And now, after fucking over our soybean farmers and giving Argentina $40 billion, he's now increasing beef imports from Argentina, so our U.S. cattle ranchers will be fucked too. All I do, and none of you will listen to me, okay? But any of you who know me to be somewhat of a smart guy, and Damien, for example, knows I'm a smart guy, research this stuff. Find out if I'm wrong. And then, let me know. Because I'm not. I don't lie about anyone, ever. I don't. Not even Trump. So, Thank you, Gail. I don't watch it either. CNN, MSNBC, Fox News especially, they're all bullshit. I don't watch any of that. I listen to a few independent journalists and I fact check them to see if what they're telling me is true. By the way, please hit the like button and subscribe. It's very, very, very important. God damn. So what is Trump doing well? Right now, nothing. There's nothing America first happening. Now, in the past, I think the First Step Act was kind of good, although a lot of killers are getting released because of it. But the First Step Act, I think Operation Warp Speed was good. He just got the hostages released. Fantastic. But that's it. I mean, when he does something right, I'll tell you he's doing something right. But right now, yeah, Justin Cronin, what's he doing? Tell me what he's doing so well right now. Don't just ask me. Answer the question yourself. What's he doing right now that's good for America? Doge wound up costing us money. Elon said he was going to find $100 billion in waste. He found $2 billion, and it still wound up costing us money, more than they found in waste. We had to pay for that stupid fucking department. And if you know anything, you'll know that Elon gave Trump $275 million so Trump could win the election. And in turn, Trump put him in charge of this Doge thing. And if you research it, not from any left-wing outlet, research it from anywhere you want, Elon was able to get a hold of all of our information with his position. He downloaded everything. That's number one. Number two, he literally got rid of every agency or bureau that regulates or investigates his companies. That's why he bought Trump the presidency, because that's what he wanted to do. So he's free to do whatever he wants in his companies. And then he left, and that's it. It cost us money. Also, Donald Trump, he's been in office 10 months or so. $95 million we've spent on his golf trips. $99 million or $95 million. How is that okay with taxpayers who are against fraud, waste, and abuse? He got a $400 million jet as a gift, a bribe from Qatar. It's going to cost $1 billion in taxpayer money to retrofit it. And then it's not even going to be done until he's ready to leave office. And when he leaves office, it goes with him. It doesn't stay with the Department of Defense. The next president doesn't get to use it. Trump takes it with him. His crypto, he's made $3.8 billion since January 20th of this year when he took office for the second time. He literally dropped the coin the day before his inauguration. Just for that reason, because of course, as president, it's going to make people want to buy it more and everything else. He didn't drop it earlier than that. No. The day before he was inaugurated. $3.8 billion, 40% of Donald Trump's entire net worth has been accumulated since January 20th. He's also still selling watches, Bibles, the whole Trump phone scam they just did, the Trump phone. Nobody received one. They all paid. Nobody got one. Good for you for even buying one of those pieces of shit. An old remodeled fucking Nokia phone or whatever the fuck it is. Okay? Damien is right when he says all politicians are corrupt. But there is no comparison between Donald Trump and the rest of them. And guys, listen, why would there be? All the rest of them have one thing in common. They were all politicians before they became president. Donald Trump is a dirty businessman, a con man, a creep, a grifter, going back to his fucking 30s. This guy, in the 70s, this guy was found, he was sued by the Nixon Justice Department for refusing to rent apartments to black people. He told his building managers to put a C in the corner of the application for colored, so they know not to rent to them. Okay? The guy cheated on all three wives. And Damien, I know you're not on the phone anymore, but when you talk about the Bible and stuff, I mean, thou shalt not commit adultery. The guy cheated on all three wives, including his current wife, while she was at home with their newborn, he fucked a porn star behind her back. You know what I mean? He used to brag on Howard Stern about how he would never take any part in raising his kids. That's the woman's job. He'll only provide the income. He bragged on Howard Stern about walking in on 15-year-old girls who were naked at his beauty pageants just because he could. He bragged about wanting to fuck his own daughter. He looked at a 10-year-old girl once and said, I'll be dating her in 10 years. He's 34-time convicted felon, twice impeached, and found civilly liable for sexual assault. He's also, by his own words, greedy as a motherfucker. So a lot of you guys have a loser mentality and you've never really had money. So to you, it's like, why would anybody need more money if they're that rich? Nobody would. It doesn't mean they don't want it, though. Just like he told you guys that he was going to fucking, he was going to pay for his own campaign. He was going to finance his own campaign. Now, you can go back into the documents and all that shit, FEC filings and all that. What you're going to find out is that the Trump organization loaned his campaign $10 million. He loaned himself $10 million and then paid himself back. A lot of the money he used to campaign was from private prison companies, pharmaceutical companies, the NRA, and gun manufacturers. He's not rich enough. There's no such thing as rich enough for Donald Trump. There's no such thing. He just gave his own son a $3 billion contract to build drones. Now, if Biden did that, you'd be losing your fucking mind. Barron is 18 and made $150 million off of the stock market crash that Trump caused. There is no politician, past or present, and probably not in the future either, that are nearly as corrupt as Donald Trump. You guys went berserk about Obama making money in office. Do you know that the money Obama made in office, and this is a fact, came from book deals and speaking engagements? Him and Michelle got $60 million for their memoirs. $60 million. And all you guys are running around talking about Obama's so corrupt. Look at all this money he made while in office and blah, blah, blah. But you don't see it on this guy. You don't see it. You're always looking to see what Obama was doing and Biden was doing. You're still worried about Clinton and Biden and Obama, by the way. But the guy in office now who's robbing you fucking blind, raising your taxes so he could give tax cuts to the richest people in America, you don't have your eye on him. Him you're not concerned about because he's already rich. Why would he need more money, right? Yeah. Why would he need more money? Why would he start up a crypto coin? Why would he be, as president of the fucking United States, selling watches and Bibles, for Christ's sake? Why is he giving favoritism to any country who announces that they're going to build either a Trump Tower or a Trump golf club in their country? He dropped sanctions on Syria after they announced they were going to build a Trump Tower there. I'm telling you guys, listen, this is not you. If anybody wants to take it, take offense to this, it's up to you. When it comes to this stuff, I'm not saying I know more than everybody. I certainly don't. You can't even compare me to Parker or Dean. They would eat me alive. Of course, we're on the same side, so they'd have no need to. But I'm not nearly as smart as them. But I'm smarter than a lot of you guys when it comes to this. And I'll tell you why. It's not even that you're naturally stupid. No, it's that you refuse to research this guy. You'll research Joe Biden and Barack Obama and Bill Clinton until your eyes pop out of your head. But Trump, you listen to Trump, you listen to Fox, and that's all you listen to. And you listen to your dopey friends who also believe Trump and Fox. And you listen to people, who you look at social media. There's still people said that Kamala paid those artists that opened for her, like Eminem and Megan Thee Stallion and Bruce Springsteen. It would literally have to be an FEC filings or she'd go to fucking prison. And believe me, nobody would like to put her there more than Trump. But nothing. Know why? It was never true. She never paid any of them. You know where that rumor came from? A guy on Instagram made up a list of names and a bullshit list of amounts of money and said she fucking paid these people. It spread like wildfire. And right now in this chat, you will see people saying that I'm wrong about this, that she did pay the people. When all you have to do is check the FEC filings and see if Kamala Harris paid Beyonce, Bruce Springsteen, Eminem, Megan Thee Stallion, any of these people. So you don't look for the facts because the facts are a big, huge inconvenience to you. This is your guy. You've decided that. You're dug in as deep as you can be. You're so invested in this guy. It is in your best interest to defend him and protect him by any means. So you choose to stay ignorant because if you research him, you're going to find out you were wrong. And God forbid you could actually be wrong because you've invested so much into this guy. It would be a total loss if you had to walk away from him now. You know? So guys, I know your mentality. I know your mentality. And there's no other party that's ever been this way with any politician ever, including the Republican Party, has never been this way with any politician ever. And the funniest part is Donald Trump is literally, and listen to my words, literally the most well-documented pathological liar in the world. When I say documented, in his first 4 years, and mind you, 284 days out of his first 4 years, he played golf. 284 days. He lied 30,000 times. And you can Google that, look it up. You don't have to look at Google's answer. You look at the sources, okay? You look at sources, you pick whatever sources you like, you compare sources to each other, you get to the bottom of it. 30,000 verifiable lies and misleading statements in 4 years. During the debate with Biden, he told 36 verifiable lies. There is nobody who lies like him. But what you'll often hear Trump say when asked by interviewers, who do you trust? You know what they say? Donald Trump. Who do you believe? Donald Trump. Only Donald Trump? Only Donald Trump. Now, I want you to think about that. This is a man who's such a scumbag, he couldn't be loyal to any one of his 3 wives. But he's telling you the truth. People who he fucking despises. He despises people like you. He hates you. He would never shake one of your hands in public unless it was a photo op. That's what Howard Stern said it perfect. The people that love him the most, he despises the most. That's what's so ironic about you guys. And that's why when I say, and you could take it as me calling you stupid if you want. If you look up the electoral map 2024 by education level, the states that voted for Trump just happened to be the least educated states in the country. And the states that voted for Kamala just happened to be the most educated. Now, for example, and I usually say Alabama. I think I was corrected today. I think it's Oklahoma. There's 2 states in this country where every county voted for the same person, okay? Oklahoma, which is like 48th or some shit in education, out of 50. Every single county voted for Donald Trump. Massachusetts, which is number 1 in education, every single county voted for Biden or for Harris. Now, what is that? A coincidence? Or does that tell you that people who have less intelligence generally vote for Republicans, namely Donald Trump, and people who are well educated and a little brighter, they vote for Democrats? Because my friend that was on the phone, Damien, he brought up, the Democrats want you to live off the system. That's a theory, whatever. That's a theory people have had for a long time. And where do they get that theory? From Republicans. Okay. But without Democrats, we wouldn't have much of anything. I don't know if you guys realize that. Most of the infrastructure in this country, the 40-hour work week, getting paid overtime after 40 hours, Democrats. Social Security, which everybody wants to collect someday, right? Democrats. Unemployment. God forbid you lose your job like COVID. It's not your fault. You're not lazy. You want to work, but you can't. Unemployment, Democrats. Medicare, Medicaid, Democrats. And yes, food stamps and shit like that, Democrats. But here's the question I ask all of you. When on average, about $500 to $600 of your check every year goes to the richest people like Elon and Jeff Bezos, who have more than they could ever need, and $36 a year goes to people on welfare, which one are you more bothered by? The rich getting richer off your taxpayer or working man, or some poor people being able to eat fucking food? And by the way, yes, there are scumbags who take advantage of the system. There always will be. It's the same with corporate welfare. Banks and shit, corporations get big bailouts. Do you think they trickle that down onto their workers and shit? No. They do stock buybacks and they give themselves enormous bonuses, $50, $60 million. There is no trickle down economics. It never worked since Reagan. It never will. So how are you more bothered by the people who have the least in this world getting a little help from the government? And yes, your tax dollars, but you're not mad that Jeff Bezos, who's worth probably $300 billion and one of the top, 3 richest men in the world, his employees, the majority, are on SNAP. They're on food stamps because Jeff Bezos just can't afford to pay him a little bit more money. And that's why Republicans don't get rid of these social safety net programs. They need them as much as the people, the individuals who need them. Because God forbid they had to pay a living wage to their employees. Oh no. That might be a few million a year less they get to pocket. So Walmart and Jeff Bezos, Amazon, they employ the most, they're the biggest employers of SNAP recipients in this country. Now, if it doesn't bother you that those employees aren't paid enough to not have to be on food stamps, but it bothers you that anybody has to be on food stamps, then your logic is ass fucking backwards. Because let me tell you, if the richest people in this country paid the poorest people who work for them the right amount of money, a living wage, there would not be a need for SNAP or Section 8 housing or cash assistance. There wouldn't be. And the only recipients of it, if it was still there, would be old and sick people. And I know Damien didn't believe my numbers, but you can look it up. 76% of people on SNAP in America work at least a part-time job, and 39% of recipients are children. Okay? Now, what that means, obviously, a child isn't going to go to a welfare department or whatever, whatever you call it, and apply for food stamps. No, the parents apply for the child to be able to eat. In other words, I have a child who I can't feed. Okay. So they'll give the parents enough money to feed the child, not the whole family. So that's how it works. Biden increased inflation by 28% in 4 years. No, Len, he didn't. He did not. You're just saying that. Biden brought inflation down from when he took office, and it was super high. And it was super high because of this little thing you might have heard of called the fucking pandemic. There was global inflation. The entire world felt it. And we had the fastest recovery of any nation. Look, see, Biden allowed men to play in women's sports. Now, here's what's funny about you guys. You don't care that Trump raped a woman. You don't care that he's accused of raping a 13-year-old girl. You don't care that the Republicans are covering up for the largest pedophile ring in the history of America, other than maybe only the Catholic Church. You don't care that women don't have their reproductive rights so they could die on an operating table because they're having a complicated pregnancy and the fucking doctor's afraid to operate on them. You don't care about single mothers who might need a hand up every now and then, but you care so much about women that you're against trans people playing in women's sports. Women who have the choice to just say, fuck that, I'm not playing against this dude. Nope. All those other women you're not worried about. You have no concerns about them. But the one time you want to stand up for women is when they might have to play a game against a trans person. Now, let me tell you, in case you haven't already figured it out, that has nothing to do with the women. That's about the trans people. That's your hatred for trans people, that you've made an issue out of a non-issue. 560,000 NCAA athletes, and 7 of them are trans. You're telling me this is a widespread fucking problem? They put these shiny objects in front of you guys to distract you. Oh, Obama's about to be arrested. Oh, they're eating the cats and dogs in Springfield, Ohio. Oh, the Venezuelans are taking over apartment buildings in Colorado. All this horse shit that just magically goes away when they don't need to use it anymore. Like the cats and dogs thing. He got elected, never heard another word about it. Never. Isn't that suspicious? It's because it was never happening to begin with. So they distract you with shit like men and women's sports. So you don't keep your eye on the ball. You don't keep your eye on the fact that they are robbing you blind to enrich themselves. Instead, you're all focused on whether or not a guy playing in a sport is actually a guy or a chick or has a cock or a fake pussy or whatever it is. They distract you from the important shit with the bullshit. And you guys continue to take the fucking bait. What happened to Obama? Isn't it funny that immediately after they came out, after months of saying they're going to release the files, and Pam Bondi saying the files are on my desk, they came out in June. There is no Epstein list, they said. And within 2 days, all of a sudden, even though nobody in America even knew Obama was under investigation, all of a sudden, Tulsi Gabbard found some new evidence. Obama was spying on Trump's campaign, and Obama's going to be arrested any day now. It's November 27th. They started saying it in June. Have you noticed that after about 2 weeks, you didn't hear about it anymore? Have you noticed that Obama has yet to be arrested? You know why? He was never going to be arrested. They had to distract you, and they know what you hate. They know what you hate. They know you hate that man, the first black president. So they get you all giddy and happy he's going to be arrested. You stop worrying about the Epstein files. Trans people, you fucking despise them. So they tell you, oh, look at all the trans people playing in women's sports. Meanwhile, you guys could give 2 fucks about women. You don't give a shit about women. Most of you hate them. It's you guys that are hypocrites. You just don't realize. You claim to care about shit you don't care about. And the stuff you're supposed to care about, you only care about that when Trump says it's okay to care. Like, for example, for 4 years, you guys were going crazy with your tiki torches and shit. Fucking queers. And bitching about, we want the Epstein files. We want the Epstein files. Until Donald Trump said, no, we don't want the Epstein files. Then you said, we don't care about no fucking Epstein files. So even when it comes to pedophilia, you're not actually against it. You're only against Democrats doing it. Republicans doing it, you don't even want to hear it because it doesn't fit your narrative. That's why I call you stupid, and that's why I have no respect for you. I'm a guy who speaks my mind. It might cost me my life one day. So be it. Everybody who's in this chat with a wrench can tell you I've been this way for 4.5 years, and it'll never change. I'll never be scared out of speaking my mind. It'll never change. Now, give me a second because I need a bottle of water. Please, guys, hit the like and subscribe. Tell me this wasn't a fantastic live stream so far, and it ain't over yet. Now, please hit the like and subscribe. Do it now so you don't forget. All right. All right, guys. Travis Murphy. Obama created all this hate. Oh my God. All of this division. He's the one that pissed people off enough and created the Tea Party. And now MAGA, go look at Obama, dumbass. How did he create that division? Let me tell you how. He had the balls to become the first black president. And nothing is going to divide this country straight down the middle more than a race issue. You hate black people. It's a MAGA trait nobody can deny. And you hated Obama for it. How do I know? Because when you call Biden things, you call him senile, an asshole, a scumbag, a piece of shit. When you were calling Obama names, you were calling him a monkey, an N-word, all types of shit that I'm better off not saying on here. You were calling his children monkeys. You know? So when you guys say he divided America, I will ask you, how did he do it? And you can't give me one fucking reason, because the man did nothing to divide America. When in the meanwhile, Donald Trump stands on stage and in press conferences and says, Democrats are the enemy. What is it? What does he call them? The enemy of the, I forget. Enemy of the state. I mean, some shit like that. They are our number one enemy, he says. And I hate them. He said it at Charlie Kirk's memorial. When Erica said Charlie loved his enemies, Donald Trump said, not me. I hate my enemies. Okay, so he calls liberals all types of fucking names. The day of the No Kings protests, he makes an AI video. Somebody made it for him. And he posts, this is the president of the United States, posts a video of himself flying a jet over a No Kings protest and literally shitting on everybody. He calls liberals fascist, all this shit. The enemy of the people, that's what he calls Democrats. But he's not divisive, right? None of that is designed to divide us. No. He every single issue of his is some sort of culture war. It's based on race, religion, or homophobia. But he's not divisive. Not at all. Not at all. Listen, it would be funny if he did it as Donald Trump, the reality TV show host, a real estate guy. It's not funny when the president, guys, tell me this, Arturo, if you're a Trump supporter, if Biden did that, what would you guys have done? If he put up a video of himself flying over a MAGA rally and shitting all over its attendees, you guys would be demanding that he's removed from office under the 25th Amendment. But it's Trump, so it's like, it's just Trump. It's what he does, you know? Trump's a kiddly diddler and a knob gobbler. Did I say kiddly diddler? Kitty diddler. Yes. Guys, please, again, hit the like button and subscribe. It's very, very important to me. They're fucking my algorithm up already. So eventually I'll have to go to doing regular live streams, not these vertical ones that you come across in shorts. And I'll need subs, because only subs will get notifications. So please hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell and hit the like button. The Obama presidency opened my eyes to the immorality of conservatives. The open lying and refusal to take any responsibility for anything turned me off to be right wing. Then I started reading. So does that mean you're still not right wing, or you're right wing again? I'm confused. Trump's not wrong to a scoundrel, I'm sure. The Democrats are an enemy to him, zero. All right. They were up in arms when he wore a tan suit. The guy wore a tan suit, and you motherfuckers didn't stop crying about it for months. Fox News' headline every night was that he wore a tan suit. He gave somebody a fist bump. Remember that? Fist bump? Terrorist fist jab? Remember Fox News? Yeah. Terrorist fist jab, they called it. They couldn't get over him giving somebody a pound. Now we got the president doing the shit he does, and you guys pay no attention. But when a black man wore a tan suit, a cold-ass tan suit, Dope as fuck. You lost your goddamn minds. You probably thought he was going to come steal all your girlfriends. I know how you guys think. You know, when he did that fist bump, even though you guys do it in your daily lives, you made an issue out of it. But Donald Trump is covering up the Epstein files for everybody to see, and you ain't worried about it. Donald Trump's name was mentioned 1,686 times in 30,000 Jeffrey Epstein emails. Nothing to see here. You ain't worried about that. But there's a chance that one time Joe Biden might have sniffed a kid's head. Therefore, straight up pedophile, no trial needed, convicted. Obama likes men. You like men. I guarantee it. I guarantee. That's another thing. You guys are like children. Like I could roast Donald Trump on his issues, on his policies or lack thereof, on his character flaws. You guys got to pretend his wife is a man. And where'd you get that from? Did you do research? No. You heard him say one time, me and Michael, thank you, or whatever the fuck he said. Meanwhile, he was talking about Michael from, I believe it was the Department of Homeland Security or FEMA, I think. Yeah. That's how you guys can be tricked. That's why I think the way I do of you guys. I would love to be a door-to-door salesman selling anything in an all MAGA neighborhood. I could sell you motherfuckers magic beans over and over again. Even after you see that they don't work, you'll still buy more from me. I just got to convince you they're real, and I could do it. Deb K, unfortunately, we are. Because look at these MAGA people. You know what I mean? They won't have it any other way. They won't have it any other way. And the funny part is, it's like I was saying to my friend on the phone, these programs that are being pulled, like you know, the 14, 15 million people are going to be losing Medicaid now. 24 million people will be losing the ACA subsidies, so they can't have their health insurance anymore. Do you know that all of this is disproportionately affecting rural areas in red states, not blue states, not blue cities, the rural areas, in other words, where the white people are in the red states? Because Trump's supporters also happen to be not only the least educated, but the poorest in the country. Look up the state's poorest, the country's poorest states. See what they are. Then, while you're at it, look up which states are the least educated. And on top of that, this will really blow your mind. Look up what states have the highest rates of violent crime. And other than New Mexico, you're going to get a list of about 10 or 12 red states before you even get to a blue state. So literally, yes, everything you're told on a daily basis by this right-wing horse shit you listen to is a lie. You don't want to believe it. And trust me, I'm not going to convince you. I know you ain't going to listen to me. But it's true. It's absolutely true. Anyway, guys, hit the like button. Subscribe, please. For the love of God, subscribe to my channel. Yes, they do. They absolutely do. They collect the majority of welfare benefits. Subscribe, hit the like button. Do it now. Hit the shit out of it. Fucking smash that motherfucker. And then I'll leave you with this pedo video of Donald Trump, and I'll see you guys next time. I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. Peace.
Charges that Jeffrey Epstein was running a sex trafficking ring in the early 2000s that included underage girls as young as 14 years old.
Donald Trump in 2002 said of Epstein, he's a lot of fun to be with. It's even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side.
He routinely spoke fawningly of Jeffrey. He admired Epstein's lifestyle.
Your daughter, she's beautiful. Can I say this? A piece of it.
She's actually always been very voluptuous.
What does Tiffany have of Marlon?
She's got Marlon's legs. We don't know whether or not she's got this blood yet.
You were playing tennis and you came off the court. Quote, look at that piece of I would love some of that. It so happened that Trump was referring to Cohen's then 15-year-old daughter, Samantha.
I had the impression that he was interested in younger women and that, you know, women would age out for him.
Miss Teen Universe? Yeah, that's like giving Jeffrey Dahmer a cooking show.
I'll go backstage before a show, and everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I standing there with notes like...
Donald Trump is heard making questionable comments about a young girl.
You going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years.
A lawsuit against the presumptive GOP nominee alleges he raped a girl when she was 13 years old.
Prince Andrew answering questions for the first time about his friendship with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
I don't know Prince Andrew, but it's a tough story.
Trump has been photographed with Prince Andrew as far back as the year 2000.
Ghislaine Maxwell is accused of helping Epstein sexually abuse underage girls.
I've met her numerous times over the years, especially since I lived in Palm Beach, and I guess they lived in Palm Beach. But I wish her well.
You know about sexual predators and things like that. I mean,
you are one.
All right, I was going to say that, but it's true.